to San Francisco, yay. And because I looked out the window periodically, the plane didn't crash, so everyone else should have thanked me. They didn't, but that's okay. I got my rental car. I feel like such an adult. I've only rented a car probably a couple times, and every time I'm like, how do you know that I'm gonna bring it back though? Like, it just feels weird. I'll give you a little reading update and then we can get on with our day. I am about 200 pages in, which is almost halfway in Flight of the Fallen, and I'm loving it so much. This is the sequel to Road to Ruin. It's the second in a duology, and it's called Mage by Couriers, I think. And we're following 3 people who are just full of bisexual angst, and it's such a good time. We're following a prince who is talentless, and there's talented and talentless. The goal is talented because they have talents, and their lifespan is shortened though. And then there is a courier, Jin, who was talented. Her talent got taken away, so that's tough to deal with, obviously. And then a third woman who is like married to this prince now, and she is both talented and can steal other people's talents, which is crazy. And they are trying to find this resource right now. There's a few other people in the mix, but mostly what we care about is the bisexual angst. It's great. And then what we're doing today, I'm going to go to dinner with Saga Press at some point, like 6 p.m. We're going to work backwards from our day. And before that, I just want to have a silly, fun time in San Francisco. I desperately need to get to Phil's Coffee. I am going to see some bookstores that were recommended to me on Instagram. And that's pretty much it. And maybe hit up the Bagoo store if we're feeling especially spicy, because like Portland doesn't have a Bagoo store, and I think that would be fun. Do I need anything? No. But also I'm going to a bunch of bookstores and I don't need any books. Will I buy books? Probably. I would like a tote bag because I forgot any kind of like small bag. So I just have like my flying backpack, which isn't that cute. And then my suitcase, which obviously I'm not going to take into a restaurant. So that's the plan. And if I can finish either this or Serpent and the Wolf before the dinner, that would be great, because both of those authors are going to be there. And then there's a third author who I haven't read their books yet. And maybe I'm imagining that their books will be at the dinner, maybe. So I'm probably going to buy different books, but we'll see. And I'm going to take you with me. Will I take my camera? Probably not. But maybe I'll be brave. We'll see. And let's go buy some books. It's been so long. You probably saw some really excellent b-roll of all of the bookstores that I went to. I don't think I went too crazy. I also definitely didn't limit myself. And it's almost time for the dinner. I'm very nervous because it's like, what if they don't like me? I guess it doesn't really matter if nobody likes me, but it will hurt my feelings. I'm going to do a reading update first, actually, and then we will get into the haul. I both started and finished Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson, I think, and this is a romantasy. It's like pretty classic romantasy. She's a little bit more unhinged and more powerful than him, which we love to see that. It is pretty straight. I read a lot of queer romantasy and fantasy lately, so it is pretty straight. I was talking to one of my friends about it, Carrie, and they DNF'd it because it was too straight. Totally get that. And it has, this is going to be a spoiler because I'm going to talk about the ending because it's my least favorite trope ever. And so this is a spoiler. This is your news for the spoilers. I'll do this again when I'm done spoiling. But she sacrifices her powers to bring him back to life and save him. I hate that. I hate that so bad, dude. It pisses me off to no end. And I wish that wouldn't have happened. I am going to read book 2 because the way that her powers got taken away, it's like the power still exists, but it's just not in her body. It's in someone else's body. So I'm hoping it can get transferred back. Like she's a little battery and the power goes back into her. Okay, we're back. No more spoilers. But there was shadow magic, kind of. She had the shadow magic. I think more women should be shadow daddies. That is my probably lukewarm take for fantasy and romantasy. I really like their relationship because it's like the arranged marriage. They don't really know how they feel each other. They're kind of faking it. But he still calls her my wife. And that just itches something in my brain. I go feral for it. I don't know why. I just love it so much. And it was just a lot of fun. It was not like a 5-star read by any means, but like a 4.25. I really, really liked it. And I will absolutely be reading the next book. And then let's go into the haul, shall we? Wow, I need someone to revoke my ability to buy tote bags. First, we got this cute little tote bag from Green Apple Books. Em told me to go to here. And the rest of the places were recommended by Emma. Two different people. And from Green Apple Books, I got Record of a Spaceborne Few, which is the next book in the Wayfarer series that I need. I still need to read book 2, which is A Closed and Common Orbit, but I really liked The Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet, and I pretty consistently like Becky Chambers' books, so I'm not too worried about this. And these are the covers that I want, so I grabbed that. And also a cute little bookmark. One of the bookstores I went to did not have bookmarks, and that made me really sad. Like, I would have paid for a bookmark if that was the only option, but there just weren't any for the bookstore. And then I went to Dog-Eared Books. This is actually the first place I went to. So cute. And I always forget in California that dogs can go in places too, not specifically at this bookstore, just like everywhere. Their dog laws are a lot more lax, so I saw a lot of dogs today. It was very fun. And this has like 2 pockets on the back. This is actually like a really nice tote bag. It's not just like with the merch. And then I finally got Little Rot by Kweke Emezi. So happy to have this. And then this is the things that I'm not embarrassed about getting from the Baggu store. I don't have a laptop sleeve, and I've been eyeing this one, so it was fun to get it in person. And then I don't know if I just like these colors or what. This is now kind of embarrassing. But I got socks because I like them. And then these little 3 flat pouch situations. And that's all you're seeing from my Baggu haul. I also went to City Light Books, but I didn't buy anything from there. Their science fiction and fantasy section was really small. Their literary fiction and like poetry section was huge, but that's not really my bag, and I didn't really feel like looking through more books at that point. I was kind of done with book shopping mostly because it was hard to find places to park in San Francisco. I knew that was going to be true with renting a car, but like it just gave me a lot more autonomy. Like what was a girl to do? It was really nice having the car. So from Booksmith bookstore, I got Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is the second book in the first trilogy, the Farseer trilogy, which I don't have. I have book 1 and I have book 3. So I needed this one. And now I should start it. I can hear Viv in the back of my brain saying, start your Robin Hobb journey. And I am working on it. And then this wasn't on my list, but I passed by it, and there was like a sci-fi fantasy horror bookstore. So obviously I had to stop. I think it was called Borders Books. I will put the thing on here. But my book club that I run, my fantasy book club, is reading The Ship Who Sang by Anne McCaffrey. And I got this dinged up $3 copy, which is very fun. I should definitely put it in my freezer, but I'm really excited that it's just like this beat up old copy. And it was only $3. And then I got this for one of my friends. I don't know why, but this just feels like something that she'll like. Hopefully that's true. That's my haul. I have to get going to the dinner. And I will have another Flight of the Fallen update for you because I switched back to that after I finished Serpent and the Wolf. And yeah, it's going really well. I'm liking it better than Road to Ruin because I'm invested now and there's just like a lot of emotional angst, which I'm into, obviously. So that's my update. I don't know if I'll take any videos at the dinner. I'm gonna try being normal. We'll see if it goes okay. I doubt it, but I will update you regardless. As you can tell, I'm back home. I got done with the Saga Press event and I was exhausted. So I got something to eat because it was also not a dinner. That was my bad. No one ever said it was a dinner. I just had it in my head that it was a dinner because it was from 6 to 8 p.m. and that is my dinner time. But I got dinner. I got in and out. It was great. And I got back to where I was staying and passed out. And then it was a very early flight back on Sunday because I wanted some of my Sunday at home. But I just like napped most of Sunday because I was exhausted. I am old and can't do that. But it was very fun, very worth it. And I have a little book haul. And I got some of my books signed and everything. So we'll go over that and end this vlog. Oh, I have to give you an update for Flight of the Fallen too. This ended up being a 4.5 star. I really like the way that it concluded. I don't know if it has Mad Max vibes because I have not watched Mad Max, which is crazy because it is my namesake a little bit. But this was just action-packed from start to finish. We got more on-page time with Screech, which was the only thing that I was missing from the beginning of this book, and that is Jin's like velociraptor situation. Very cool. They got her a bike because you can only ride a bike if you're talented and have the specific talent for like powering the bikes, but they got her a bike and it was like a very touching moment. And this ended the exact way that I wanted it to. I didn't need it to surprise me or shock me. I just needed all of the angst to be kind of resolved, and for the most part it was. It was the perfect ending, and this was a 4.5 star for me. I really, really liked it. I can't wait to see more from Hana Lee. I will absolutely be reading it. I also got all of my books signed, which is so cool. There was little signing lines at the end of the night, which was just so nice of them to do. Rebecca Robinson was such a sweetheart. I cannot wait for her next book. And then I didn't realize that I had a book from Kimi Ashingawa, or I would have brought it. So hopefully she goes on tour because I would like to get this signed at some point. But I did get her first full-length book, I think. She also dated it, which is cool. I didn't realize she did that. And then everybody that was there got arcs of her book coming out in November. So this is a pretty early physical arc. So cool. And then we got to fill out a form before we went. And it was kind of like, what books are you the most excited for? And one of the ones that I put, I put ones that are kind of highly anticipated by everybody. So I didn't think that I was going to get them. But can you believe it? I can't believe that this is in my hands in my house. I cannot wait. Oh, and we got a bookmark too, which is cool. And we got a tote bag. I don't know where I put mine though. I think it's upstairs, but it's on the thumbnail. You saw it on the thumbnail, but this is so cool. Also, Savannah, who is one of the people that kind of just like wrangles the influencers and the marketing and stuff, is one of the genuinely nicest human beings ever. She's so sweet. And there was a raffle situation and like 5 people didn't get picked for the raffle. I was one of those 5 people. And then she asked what we wanted because she wanted everybody to win, which was so cute. And it was so much fun. It definitely made me want to go to more events, even if it's just like obviously we got treated pretty well because we were asked to be there. But even like Comic-Cons or book events and stuff, I feel like those things are so hard to get tickets for. I don't know, but I am going to try and go to the Rose City Comic-Con, which I have a ticket. It is really easy to get tickets to. And they have some good authors this year, but this is my little book haul. This was quite a short one, mostly because I'm bad at vlogging, but also this was only like a 24-hour period. So there's only so much happening in that period, and I did a lot of like, not necessarily networking, but just like meeting people. It was very fun. I met some people that I have been mutuals with for a little bit now, and that was fun. and it was just a really good time. Thank you for watching. This was not the most exciting vlog, but thank you for being here. If you made it this far, leave me a dinosaur emoji for Road to Ruin, and I will see you in the next one, which will hopefully be a little bit longer. Bye.